What's going on, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here on the Cornerman underscore MMA, sticking to our theme with mixed martial arts scoring criteria. We're going to do something a little differently this time. We're going to talk about optimal scoring positions for mixed martial arts, MMA optimal scoring positions. What does that mean? Um, well, where are you going to score the most? Where's the meat and potatoes of the scoring factor, so to speak, right? Where which juice has the which berry has the most juice to squeeze out of on the tree of MMA scoring, right? That's where we're going with that. Before I go any further, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Um, that really helps the channel, helps the algorithm, and it has. So please, guys, please continue to do that. And please add your comments. I would love to converse with you. Let me know what you think. But yeah, so we're going to start right from the beginning. We're going to, as always, we always refer back to the ABC Unified Rules, the MMA Unified Rules for scoring, and we're going to go from there. And then we're going to refer to what John McCarthy said, experiences, and then give or take. And then we're going to determine what the best overall area to score points in mixed martial arts is. So let's get right to it. So, judging criteria, section AC. A judge shall evaluate mixed martial arts techniques such as effective striking / grappling, effective aggressiveness, and control of the fighting area. Plan C, Plan B, and C, that's strike effectiveness and cage control, are not taken into consideration unless Plan A is weighed as then even. Plan A is effective striking / grappling. Okay. Now, where is it down here? Now, right in D, this is where it's a tiebreaker between whichever was heavily weighted between the striking and the grappling. It's not a choice. Okay. Section D, evaluation shall be made in the specific order in which the techniques appear, striking and grappling, above, given the most weight in scoring to effective / grappling and effective aggressiveness, cage control, and fighting area. Okay, we're not really going to go over that right now. But what was I going to say? So let's jump ahead to what we went over with John McCarthy last week in his interview. How he broke that down. Don't worry about the damage, duration, and dominance right now. It's effective striking / grappling. It's whatever happened more within that round. That's what we're going to focus on for the scoring. Now, we broke it down basically as an example to simplify things, but it makes sense, guys. If it's a toss up in the air with both, what effectively did more, right? And now this is where the damage comes in. If there was an equal amount of grappling / striking, who had more damage on them? Anyway, okay. So, to simplify, we said if somebody's winning a boxing match for 4 minutes and then gets taken down, and the person who did the takedown sits in that person's guard for a minute, that we're weighing the striking in that round, and that striker, person who won the 4 minutes of boxing, he won that round. Now, okay, so now we know what we're looking for. Now, okay, now let's say that somebody in the first minute of a round, because the fight stand up, we're gonna get into this later, but fight stand up. In the stand up, you're gonna be looking to strike more. So let's say somebody lands, a liver shot, kind of stumbles the person, but then the person that got stumbled takes him down, rides him out for the next 4 minutes, but is landing effective grappling exchanges. Let's stay away from the strikings for argument's sake. They're landing effective submission attempts. They're hitting chokes and visibly making the person tired, riding out the person. Maybe the person does a stand up and they do a lift to a slam again. So now that person who won the 4 minutes of the grapple, now he won the grappling. Now, from what John said is usually it gets weighed more based on the striking because striking happens more. That totally makes sense. We see a lot more jabs than we're going to see takedown and submission attempts. Like if somebody attempts 5 takedowns in a round, that's a lot. That is a whole lot, especially at the world class level, even at the lesser level. But if somebody's everybody should be doing 50 jabs around, more, so it totally makes sense that usually striking gets weighed heavier. When people are tired, maybe the grappling gets put in. So let's go straight from stand up. So is stand up, is standing the optimal scoring position? Maybe, I wrote down some notes here. Now, Maybe the only thing is, we're trying to weight who does more, weigh who does more, and that's typically there's more exchanges there, but and there isn't a whole lot of. I don't want to say this wrong because what I was about to say is wrong. Is there a lot of fight ending moves in the stand up? I mean, yes, obviously the kicks and the punches and stuff like that. Or is there it's overall it's a very neutral position to stand up. That's what I'm trying to say. We're both standing, in between rounds where I got rocked and got up, we're in that neutral position. It's there's no dominant position there. So even though yes, there's a lot of face to floor knockouts, there's a lot of damage being done on the feet, overall it's still a very neutral position where the other person, and how many times have we seen it? Okay, Pat Barry and Czech Congo. Pat Barry was beating the crap out of Czech Congo, dropping him. Czech Congo just lands one big right, drops and knocks out Pat Barry. So if this were a dominant position by Pat Barry, even though he was scoring so much, that probably wouldn't happen. Which brings me down to my next one. We're going to talk about back control. Is back control the optimal scoring position? Basically, what I wrote down here is what position can be least defended for impactful gains by a fighter. So, um, back control. Now, we do see a lot of this now with the back control. I mean, Hoist Gracie, and sometimes people dig those heels into the ribs. Although fighters are learning how to fight, and that's not so easy anymore. Now, back control, the rear naked chokes, arm bars, even arm triangles. Those are a little more high percent, actually a lot more high percentage from back control. You're going to see a lot more submissions from the back than you are going to see from everywhere else, hands down. Now, but while you're in that back control, what else is happening? It's a very dominant position, very dangerous position for the fight to end. But is there a whole lot of scoring being done there? Yeah, there could be, but not really. We just saw a guy lose a round a couple weeks ago. I forgot who it was. The guy had his back taken, and opponent was striking like this as the guy with the back control wasn't doing anything, and he was scoring and was even given the round by some judges. That was the rare occasion where I was like, yeah, okay, I could see why they did that there. I could see why they did that there. Now, so that's why overall this isn't the. I don't feel that this is the optimal scoring position. This is an optimal fight ending position, I feel, but not optimal scoring position. And again, maybe I'm biased. I'm a wrestler, black belt in jiu-jitsu. This is where it goes to where sometimes fighters don't always make the best judges. So let's break it up. We're going to flip it on you. Let's go to the mount control. What's the mount? You're on top of the person, not in the guard. You're across here. You're across the okay. And then back control. What's the back? I didn't even go over the back control. Sorry. Back control is both hooks in the legs and looking for the choke, seatbelt position as we call it. That's back control. Jiu-jitsu / MMA. Now, okay, now what's the mount? The mount is when you're on top of the person, straddled across their ribs, their chest, not inside the guard, and you're trying to land blows. That's a very dominant position as well. Especially, I know whenever I got there, I always took 3 seconds to show the judges that I got there. I wanted them to know that I got this dominant position. Overall, though, it is a very difficult position to really unleash, believe it or not. If you can get those short elbows in there, which aren't so easy, people know how to fight now. The guy on bottom, he's working to get out. It's really tough to posture up and really unload without the person getting to half guard, or B, just sweeping you because you're forfeiting position in the fight. Now, we used to always say though it is a big scoring position because when we used to drill how to get out of mount, you got to accept that you're going to take at least 3 punches to try and get to that side control to try and do the hip replace to get out. So it's a very devastating. It's a very tough position. It's not completely devastating. Now, this is the ultimate one. We've actually coming up. Uh, we've drilled this a lot as fighters. We knew this without knowing why. Basically, as fighters of my generation, even fighters now, that this is the ultimate scoring position. It's the safest. It's hard to defend. Now, why? So we got half guard. Now it's not necessarily just half guard. Half guard in the center of the cage. The person on bottom could escape their hips. They can get out. So that kind of negates time. That takes time away from person on top posturing and unloading. So it's not necessarily half guard against defense. Now, You could shelf the leg. Ken Shamrock used to try to do that. Trying to think. Matt Hughes kind of did that. Sean Shirk was really good at ground and pound. Now, so what else we do? Half guard against the fence. This is Randy Couture where he made his bones. In that right here, you're putting that body right here. You're taking their hips away, and then your half guard, and you're just with one hand. You're like a boom, boom, boom. You can do two hands, but you still got to control with the one with the underhook. This is optimal scoring position. You can land punches, cutting elbows. You could really do damaging punches, rabbit punches to show them you're scoring. But refs and judges kind of they don't weigh that too much. But here you can really set up shop. There's a lot of time you're controlling on the ground, and you can keep throwing those punches with minimal defense. This person on bottom, he can keep doing this here, but then you're gonna punch here. You can keep punching here, you can defend here, then you're gonna come back up top. Now they got to eat some punches to try to figure out how to get back to half guard, which you can still pound at, and then try to get up, or try to get back to guard and still pound at, or they can give up their back to try to get the wrestling escape to stand up, but still very difficult to do. Now, I said half guard on bottom is the most optimal. Now, you can go look at fights and see where and check out the UFC this weekend. You're gonna see somebody in half guard and they're gonna be pounded out. They're gonna be roding out. They're gonna pound. Look at Ben Askren, the way he fights. Now, why didn't I say against the fence? Against the fence is like the ultimate 50 standing. I mean, against the fence standing is the ultimate 50-50 position. People are constantly dancing back and forth. Hard to score a lot there. Now, why not mount against the fence? I've seen fighters lose fights because they were mounted too close to the fence, and then the person on bottom does these bicycle kicks going off the fence and reversing the person. So no mount against the fence. Cage control, back against the fence, taking the back against the fence, similar to the reversal with the mount because you can't really extend with your hips. So half guard on top, pounding them out is the ultimate position to do it. Check it out. Again, guys, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for always supporting. Peace. Yeah.